Hi, welcome to House of B Entertainment. My name is Tommy, and this is Corey. Today, we're going to be talking about the Han Solo or Solo trailer, a Star Wars movie. There was the spot that they had for the Super Bowl, and we'll look at that. And then we'll also take a look at the full teaser trailer that aired the very next day. So stay tuned. Okay, we're back. So we're here to talk about the trailer that we saw for Solo, a Star Wars movie. It's the next one that we're getting from Lucasfilms and Disney, and they dropped a 45-second spot for the Super Bowl, which we actually had missed and had to bring it up on the YouTubes to watch it, and maybe had subsequent viewings following that. And we're gonna play it and watch it right now and give some reactions and talk about it
All
as
right,
well.
here we go.
So you want to make a difference?
Yeah.
Trust me, you're gonna love it. And which branch are you interested in joining?
I'm gonna be a pilot.
I'm a pilot. I can
Best
fly.
in the galaxy.
Look how nice.
Yeah, brand new, brand
on
spanking.
dealership this summer.
There'll be dragons now. And they'll be right behind the camera. Donald Glover looks just so cool
Your
as
name?
Lando.
So expecting at that moment to say something.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of surprised that they didn't have him say something, you know, so you don't really get anything at that point other than the title
But
card.
he did. He was talking, and like I said at first, I didn't realize that was
Yeah,
him talking to the Imperial Guard person, whoever that was, is
recruiter.
recruiter. Yeah, is at the going to the recruiter to sign up to become a pilot. So at first I didn't know it was him, and so after I'd seen it at another time or so, I was like, oh well, okay, this is the voice that we're getting for Han Solo because I wanted to hear that. I want to know what he sounds like. And for me, he doesn't have to look exactly like him. He doesn't have to sound exactly like him. He just needs to have the same mannerism and
Right.
behaviors that come across as Han Solo. It helps when he does look more like him, which I think costume wise and just some of the general appearance did did capture that and bring that across when you get to see his face at the very end. Um, uh, Voice wise, didn't recognize it as Han Solo until uh, like I said, after going back and seeing it a couple of times, there's a lot of noise going on. I watched it probably about 4 times when I was at the Super Bowl party. So once on my phone, and I realized, oh, I got my laptop. I can watch it a little bit bigger. And then I cranked up the sound and just watched
Right.
it a few more times.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with the actor. Um, Obviously, and short of getting a time machine and going back and snatching young Harrison Ford and bringing him forward, you're not going to get someone that's going to sound exactly like him and look exactly like him.
Yeah.
So, you know, I haven't seen anything in this spot or in the other one, as we'll get into that one next, that makes me think that he can't do it. Um, the only movie I've seen him in was a movie called Hail Caesar. I don't know if you've seen that.
No. Oh, was that George Clooney once again?
Yes,
Why does he keep coming up?
I don't know, but
Oh, brother.
Alden Ehrenreich,
We're our
whatever
top.
his name was, it Ehrenreich? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Not sure.
Okay. See, we're true Star Wars fans. We can't even pronounce the guy that's going to play Han Solo's name. But anyways, he had a part in that, and I thought he was really good in that. And that's the only thing I've seen him in. So based on that, and with Ron Howard directing it, Lawrence Kasdan writing the story. I mean, Lawrence Kasdan wrote the most famous Han Solo lines in Empire.
Yeah.
I'm confident that the movie's going to be good. Donald Glover, just he doesn't look like Billy D, but with that, especially with that fur coat, he just screams
It's
Lando.
it's the essence
Yeah,
of Lando Calrissian. I want to hear more from him too. Again, to make sure he's got that swagger, that he's got that cadence, which I totally believe that Donald Glover will be able to deliver. So I'm looking more forward to seeing more of that. And I will say that prior to seeing the trailer, because now we're what it's like 3 months out or less than, so we're like,
Right.
normally speaking, we get trailers much further in advance. I was a little bit nervous, especially with the whole thing with Lord Miller and having to do all the reshoots, and it wasn't just a couple of reshots; it was pretty much the whole movie that was being redone. I had some concerns, and I actually had concerns even prior to any of this stuff being mentioned or announced, because it was like, why are we doing a Han Solo movie? There's so much more to this universe that I want to see explored and expanded upon. uh, Ancillary characters that don't, you really can flush out and have much fuller stories with, and other things that are part of legends that are not a part of canon that they can really go into that mythos and show us something, give us something more than just something that's so close to the Skywalker story. Not that I have a problem with the Skywalker story. I want to see more than that, though. So I'm looking forward to when they do start to venture off into other territories, because there's not going to be any expectations of what we should be seeing from a character we already know. When you go delve into something like Knights of the Old Republic or something else. So this was a movie that a lot of people were saying we don't need, and it was a movie I was feeling like it depends on how they do it. I may or may buy into it, and then when I saw the trailer, uh, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I want to see it. It doesn't mean it's going to be a good movie, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a chance
Right. I
for it,
mean,
and I think I'll enjoy it.
it's Star Wars, and regardless of how the other movies did and how you feel about it, it's a Star Wars movie. I'm always going to give it a shot.
Yeah, I'll be there opening night.
Yep.
And,
Um,
I mean, barring that something really, really terrible happens, I will be there opening
yeah.
night to see it.
But we got our first look at Emilia Clarke's character. She's best known as Daenerys Targaryen on Game of Thrones. So it's interesting to see her in her natural brunette hair as opposed to the bleach blonde look.
Yeah,
Um, but also saw Woody Harrelson's character, who's supposedly playing some sort of mentor
yeah,
to Han Solo.
that's
So
what
it'd
the
be interesting
rumor
to,
is.
we see some sort of train on a snow type planet.
Yeah, that kind of
Right.
twisting around the
So
track.
it makes me wonder if, given what we know of Han's history, that, maybe there's some sort of train heist, which is always a kind of cool visual to see in movies.
Yeah.
Kind of see the Star Wars twist on a train heist. That would be pretty cool.
Now, in the TV show Firefly, they had a train heist, and they actually released that out of order so that they could show that train heist first when they aired the show, which inevitably led to the show's demise being very confusing to people seeing this whole show out of order. And they wound up canceling it. But yeah, so you get some spaceships, you get some trains, and you can have something really cool there.
All right. So that was the one that they showed during the Super Bowl
Yes.
as a 45-second spot. And then Monday morning we got a minute and a half teaser trailer. Still not a full 2.5 minute trailer, which I'm still expecting we're going to get something as we get closer to the end of May when the movie comes out.
I'm sure we'll get at least another full trailer and possibly a
TV
few
spots.
3 or 4 different types of
But
TV spots.
it premiered on Good Morning America. I don't watch Good Morning America, but as soon as I saw it pop up online, I took a look.
And what I was actually going to say to Corey was, you know what, maybe we should hold off. Just hold off on watching the trailer, and we'll watch it together live to do kind of a live reaction review of it. And then I get this, message from him with a link to it. It's like he's already watched it, and it's
Yeah.
like, can I resist?
Yeah.
I could not resist.
I'm like an addict with my Star Wars, and sometimes, unfortunately. But anyway, so here's the minute and a half spot that was on Good Morning America. So it opened with the same little clicking of the
And then
things.
the guitar.
And you get the Lucasfilm logo afterwards instead of before.
Hey, pod rise.
I was kicked out of the flight academy.
So we're seeing some of his
For
piloting
mind
skills.
my own. I'm gonna be a pilot. Best
Again,
thing
an
I've ever
interior of a brand new Falcon.
Yeah,
seen. Hey kid,
Makes you wonder what was going on in there over the years
there's
too.
Woody Harrelson, the mentor.
Oh, there's that Lando smile.
Yeah.
You in?
Chewie with
Chewie.
2 bandoliers. Nice little subtle detail.
I might be the only person. Who knows what you really are?
Scoundrel.
What's that?
Yeah. They don't say it, but you know that's what's coming. And then this little afterward stuff.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine. We're fine.
Yeah, that was a repeat of a line from A New Hope,
Well, yeah, I to me it was a throwback because they didn't do it exactly the same.
Yeah, but
And to me it was a throwback.
I think it's a lot of the overdone humor in The Last Jedi, that it's like, all right, if that's maybe that one and another one, and that's all they do in the movie with these little things, I'll be okay. But if, again, we get a lot of these thrown in wink wink type
You know,
stuff.
and I don't. Han Solo does have some of the comic
Correct.
relief.
No, he's definitely fits that bill. Yes.
In the movies, we get a lot of our laughter from him, so I'm fine if that's the case, as long as, like you said, they don't overdo it. Which is one of the things I felt about The Last Jedi, is just like, especially when they do it again, like, hey, look, the
Right.
pork's crying, isn't
But
that funny?
but let's rein it
Hey,
in.
look, the pork's crying
Sorry,
again, isn't that
I
funny?
mentioned it first, but let's rein it back
I
in.
know. But the point is like, you show me it once and I chuckle, I laugh, that's funny. You show me it again, the same exact thing, it's not funny. So just don't do that. Don't go to that kind of
And hey, we're back. Apparently, I may have bumped a button and we got shut down there for a second. So we're gonna try to remember what we were talking about when we got bumped off. I think the last thing we talked about was the use of humor as it compared with throwing in the line from A New Hope.
Yeah, and go ahead.
And we were saying, as long as they don't overdo it, like they might have done in The Last Jedi, it should be fine.
But we won't go there.
Right. So yeah, so if we repeat ourselves at this point, bear with us, because we kind of watched a little bit of the playback of what we were talking about, and hopefully we don't touch on something that did get recorded that we thought might have got missed. But we got to see Donald Glover again in the second one.
Yeah. Want to see more dialogue from him.
And that smile just oozes. Between that and the shot in the first one with the fur coat, just oozes Lando to me.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
I have to agree.
I saw more of Emilia Clarke's character, Qi'ra, who's some kind of love interest, it appears, for Han in the movie. We got to see Tandy Newton for the first time. I don't think we saw her in the first one. Saw a little more Woody Harrelson, who's playing a mentor type figure for Han. And we didn't see Paul Bettany. At least I don't recall seeing him and recognizing him. And according to IMDb, his character is not even named, so I'm guessing he's maybe playing an alien of some sort, possibly. We'll have to look that up and see. But yeah, I mean, for me, the hype train's in full effect. These two have just got me excited. I know there's a lot of the Star Wars fans that after The Last Jedi are kind of turned off, and and a lot of them, I would say, probably, I know we've talked about this both on and off the air, I think, that weren't necessarily excited for Han Solo to be the next movie.
Well, and what I was stating before, and which didn't get recorded, was that I didn't have that high of a level of anticipation and a desire for Han Solo's story. I really wanted to see them expand the universe and get into some of the other characters more, get into things like Knights of the Old Republic, get into just other storylines, and just show us more of that universe. But this is what we were getting, and I also had some concerns when the Lord and Miller were booted, and then Ron Howard came in, which was a good move. but hearing how much he had to reshoot, and then normally we would get a trailer 6 months, even up to a year in advance,
Right.
and we just didn't see a single thing, didn't hear a single thing coming from the studio until the Super Bowl when they dropped it, and it's like less than 3 months out now. So, but now after seeing the spot, after seeing the trailer, my anticipation for this movie has been raised up. And if I don't see another trailer from now till then, I'll be there opening night.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars. I'm going to give it a shot.
Yep. Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I we're not going to get into it like we did in what you didn't get to see because it got not recorded. But we got talked about that before Disney bought Lucasfilms, the Star Wars movies were so few and far between that I'm fine with a saturation of the market. You keep making Star Wars movies, you put one out every 3-4 months, I'll go see it.
Yeah,
I,
and I feel the same way too.
I think going forward, especially with Ryan Johnson getting his own trilogy, to be able to do another 3 movies that's separate from the saga, and with the guys from Game of Thrones, that was announced today that they're going to be making a series of movies. We don't know how many. I think between that, you know, that whether they continue to do saga movies after Episode 9 or not, that I think there's going to be enough diversity that we'll get some movies that fill in backstories of known characters from the saga, but we'll also get some stuff that's unrelated and shows other parts of the universe.
Yeah. And I had said before, I hope they maybe even take on Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, I was saying when we were talking about that I think the guys from Game of Thrones would be perfect for that.
And as long as they don't, build up a character, make you like them, and then kill them. Just don't do that.
Yeah, and I think without George Martin doing the writing, I think we'll be okay there. You never know, but I think we'll be okay.
Maybe it's in their blood now. Maybe
Right.
it's just in their DNA
But
to say, okay, we're just going to make you
but
like
but
people and
I,
just
I
going to
have I have
do them
complete
off.
faith that they're gonna do good things with a Star Wars series of movies based on Game of Thrones and what they've been able to do. I mean, I've listened to the audiobooks of the Game of Thrones novels, and what they've been able to whittle down and give you the essence of that story, you know, across what's going to end up being 8 seasons of television, 9 seasons, whatever, versus these big, expansive 1,000-page novels. I think they're a good choice to do it, and I am hoping that they do something within the Knights of the Old Republic area.
At some point, too, I'd like to see some live action Star Wars TV series, wherever they release that, whatever platform, which probably wind up being Disney's platform. They're pulling out from Netflix, if you hadn't heard that before, and they're going to be starting their own platform.
Honestly, is assuming that there's no hiccups and the Fox deal goes through with them purchasing a lot of Fox assets. Once that sale goes through, they'll own a majority stake in Hulu. So I think Hulu might transition into their streaming service instead of starting something from the ground up.
Huh? That could
Um,
work too. I
you
don't
know,
currently have Hulu, but I would
yeah, I
consider
don't
that.
I don't either, but if this is the only way I'm going to be able to see a Star Wars TV series, I'm certainly sure I could figure out how to pay $8, $9, $10 a month to sign up for a Hulu. But yeah,
And actually, too, something interesting which I heard recently, and this goes outside of Star Wars, but it's related to the whole Disney world of things, that there is a possibility that Sony could be going up for sale.
interesting.
Just heard that recently. Again, it's a rumor, so it's until we hear it from the studios, it's not substantiated. But there you have some other Marvel properties that are under the that Sony has the rights to. So I could see them trying to gobble that up too, if nothing else, just
Just to
that
get the
Marvel
Marvel, yeah,
pieces.
yeah. Although I mean, Sony's been good about letting them have Spider-Man for the MCU.
Yeah.
But so anyways, back to Star Wars. You brought up the idea of TV series. I would love to see like a Coruscant based TV series that's it could either be during the time of the Republic or even the early bits of the Empire, but it's just the underground of Coruscant and all the shady dealings that are going on, the stuff you don't see in the movies. A
Yeah,
little bit there at Coruscant. I think that would be a, almost like a procedural crime drama, but it's, you know, all the underground dealings of Coruscant.
absolutely. And one of the things I'd like to see explored too, whether it's via the movies or possibly even with a TV series, is, and I know books, they have audiobooks and stuff like that that they're using for some of the stuff, but I'd like to see something within the time frame of between episode 6 and episode 7. So, there's a big, huge gap there,
Yeah,
which again, they have books for.
yeah, there's been some
For
novels.
those who don't read the books and are watching the TVs, the shows that they have in the movies, that is a nice area, I think, that could be explored more with something
Yeah,
like a TV show.
and who knows? Maybe we might even get movies
Yeah.
about that time. But anyways, bringing it back to what we were originally talking about, Solo. As we've said 100 times, I'm sure at this point the hype train's definitely on. I'm excited for it. I haven't seen anything that makes me think that you know we're not going to get a good movie. It's I think it's going to do a good service to the character, and you know not get don't want to get my hopes up too high because I don't want to be disappointed, but I'll go in with an open mind like I do with most Star Wars movies, and I have my theories of what the story might be, and see how many of those I get right. Um,
I'm going to try not to have any theories or expectations because I have let myself down with that in the past. And, when things don't live up to a certain level of expectation that I have and what what I want to see, then I get disappointed. So I'm going to just try to, like, okay, look, you tell me a story. I'll listen to the story. I'll watch it. I'll take it in, and then we'll go from there.
so no prediction show
I
ahead of time.
We could do a prediction show, and I'll be like, I predict that Ron Howard directed a movie that we
All
very
right,
well may
so I
enjoy.
guess that's a no for the prediction show. Anyways, if you like what you hear, there's a subscribe button down here somewhere. Go ahead and click it. Tell your friends about it. Um, we post the links on Facebook. Like our page on Facebook. Share it out to your friends if you like what you hear. If you got ideas about other topics we could talk about in the realm of music, movies, pop culture, leave a comment here, either on here or on Facebook. Um, we'd love to hear for you and get some participation and be able to talk about things you want to hear. If you think we're way off the mark as far as the Han Solo movie, throw it in the comments. Let us know. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what the next show is going to be. We didn't have something planned ahead of time like we had for the other ones to say what the next show is going to be, but we'll figure it out and look for more videos.
Stay tuned.
All right, till then, I'm Corey,
I'm Tommy.
and see you later.
Bye, Mom.
Bye.